Hello and welcome back to Dark Souls. As stated in the last episode, we're going to be going down to the Four Kings we're going to go back. I keep calling it the Four Kings because I don't actually know what the area down here is called. Well, I don't know what that was. We're going to go down to the area down here so we can fight the Four Kings, and we'll also go through Ghost Hell, literally. Ooh, landed on some undead guy. And we got a significant amount of lag, but that's fine. It's all fixed now. There's also a dude down here who sells stuff, and I'm wondering if he sells Twinkling Titanite. He sells priestly stuff. Just have to keep talking to him. He sells priestly stuff, so that's always fun. I do also believe he's a... what's it called? No, he doesn't. I also believe he's a sorcerer. He sells sorcery stuff, so if you need sorcery stuff, come to that guy, but that's not really my concern right now. My main concern is making it through here, and I don't have the sorcery, the faith level to actually be a proper sorcerer. I'm just going to kill him because he was annoying me. I have been down here before. Let's see if I can kick him. There we go. That's always a fun thing to do. I didn't actually bother to check what this area was called, so I'm an idiot. All I know is that it's called something. Ooh, that reminds me. Let me get here and then use this. You're going to need transient curses here because the transient curse allows you to interact with ghosts. And there are a lot of ghosts here, as you can see. These ghosts, what's it called? These ghosts can move through anything, and if you don't have the transient curse, you can either, there's only two ways to interact with ghosts. You can either be cursed or you can have transient curse. The curse will drain half your health, so that's not exactly the best idea, but the transient curse is only temporary, so sometimes it might be smarter. The ghosts are relatively easy enemies on their own. Even in groups, they're relatively easy. It's when they get into really big groups is when they can be a problem. But if your transient curse wears off, that can sometimes be bad because it means that you cannot interact with them and they will just completely destroy you. Ah, ghost. That scared me a little bit. I was looking around to find where I was because I'm completely lost at the moment. Although I do believe I know where I am now. 2 for 1. Almost. Let me just poke you a little bit. That is, talk about a wind-up. I also don't believe that the ghosts can stagger you, so that makes this significantly easier. Ghosts will sometimes drop a dagger, which is something that allows you to stun lock them, I believe. No, it allows you to bleed. That was what it was. You can bleed them, so that makes that easy, and it also allows you to... It allows you to bleed them, and it also allows you to hit the ghosts without actually having a transient curse equipped, which makes fighting them better, so then you don't have to worry about constantly keeping your curse up. Although the area itself that I'm in right now does have quite a few transient curses hidden throughout it, so you don't actually have to suffer all that much. You're going to scream, but you're going to be dead before you can do too much about it, and there's 2 more transient curses for us. I'm not too concerned with running out of transient curses. I'm more concerned about having them wear off at a bad opportunity. Because typically I'm focusing on not dying as opposed to, you know, anything else. There's an item over here, but there's ghosts underneath who are going to try and, or above, who are going to try and stab me. And it's just a soul item, so it's not super worth it, but, you know, why not? Yeah, the main thing I'm concerned about is the transient curse wearing off, especially right over here, because this is where we get into a pretty big fight with some ghosts. So I'm going to take it slow here because there's going to be a few ghosts coming from all directions. So I'm going to fight them off, you know, sort of one at a time. And I'm also just going to watch my body so I can know when the curse wears off. Because as soon as it does, that's when I need to pop another one before these guys can absolutely destroy me. Alright, you're cheating. Get down here. That's something a bit about annoying the ghosts, or something a bit annoying about not having a weapon that has an upward swing length as Wyhinder. It's that you cannot actually attack enemies when they're... Ooh, this is a bad camera angle to have. It's a little bit difficult to attack enemies when they're above you. I also probably shouldn't be standing this close to the edge, but because I'm an idiot, I will. Come on down. Alright, you can't fly forever, can you? There we go. Nope. There we go. Now you're dead. Another annoying thing, you can't actually pop a transient curse before... you cannot actually pop a transient curse before it wears off. So, otherwise I would just use one right now because this is around the time that it'll wear off. They last a while, but when they fade, it's usually not in the most opportune of times, to say the least. Although maybe we'll be able to get away with not using one. Can I just stab you once and kill you? Not quite. You did fall over though, so that's fun. Please hit her. Okay, let's stop being an idiot and just hit her. There we go. Let's also get out of here and S this up because I'm fairly positive I'm going to run out of Transient Curse soon, and I want to have the health required to tank a few hits when I'm popping another one. Actually, never mind. The ghosts are all dead, so it's not a problem anymore. I didn't run out of Transient Curse. That's wonderful. Best possible circumstances here. Nope, there's another ghost down there. Knock it off. Thank you. And now there's this guy up here who we can talk to, who will give us the key to the, what's it called, to the gate, so we can open it up and drain all the water that you saw earlier. Because otherwise we cannot successfully, slide down, there you go. Because otherwise we cannot, because we need to do that to continue throughout the rest of the level. This Transient Curse sure is lasting quite a while, and I'm not going to complain about that, honestly, at all. There's an item over here. I think it's just some green titanite. Yeah, it's just some green titanite, but green titanite's okay. I'm still not sure. Okay, we're off, I saw. So now we can use another one. Because there's still going to be some more ghosts that we have to fight. But I'm not entirely sure. What's it called? I'm not entirely... Ah, that hurts. I'm not entirely sure what green titanite is used to level up. I think it's fire stuff. But I'm not entirely sure what you use to level up... Ah, okay, I hate the camera when it does that. I'm not entirely sure what you use to level up the Black Knight Sword after it gets past this point, because I don't usually use the Black Knight Sword. I was intending on using the the Lightning Zweihander through the game, but then I decided against it because I realized that the Black Knight Sword is actually ridiculously overpowered in almost every regard. I believe I've come the wrong way, but I got a humanity out of it, so it's worth it. There should be a path to the floodgates somewhere. Where that is, I'm not sure. I think if I follow this pathway a little bit down. It is very dark, so that's always a fun thing. You can barely see anything, so more often than not, you're just going to end up falling to your death. Yes, here's the path to the floodgates. Use the key, and then just pull a lever and engage a cutscene. Push. There we go. And now we watch the floodgates open and drain the water into the Valley of the Drakes. Look at that HD textured water. That's beautiful. Now all the water will drain, revealing all of the dead bodies and creepy stuff. And also that will release a new type of enemy called the Dark Wraiths, which are enemies that the water was supposed to be subduing for a while. If you want to know more about Dark Souls lore, don't come here because I'm not really super keen with it. Although I do know that the Dark Wraiths were, or that the water was meant to keep the Dark Wraiths, you know, subdued, because they're like a plague to humanity, as evidenced by all the dead bodies that are down here. Want to open? Go down. Thank you. And they also, and now we can fight them. They're not actually very hard enemies to fight. They're actually really easy. More or less. It's just that they're typically like, they're just knights, basically. So, you know, you have to learn how to do things properly with knights. Backstabs work pretty effectively, and we'll usually kill them in 2 hits. With his Zweihander, I think it'll do it in 1 when they're fully leveled up. These guys also jump Titanite chunks, which are very, very useful if I want to continue leveling up the Lightning Zweihander, but I'm not sure if I want to. So, these guys will at least give me the option. This is going to be a useless item for the most part, and there's going to be a Dark Wraith right there. Ooh, did not lock onto him properly. I may die here. Actually, I'm not going to die here. I'm going to S this and be safe. These guys are smart, though, and they like to follow you. I believe I can parry this guy, if I can actually see. Yes, you can parry. Although he didn't want to do a riposte, so... There we go. That's a riposte, and that's him dead. Your Dark Wraith's not really understanding why they're the scourge of humanity, considering how easy they are to kill, but, you know, I can understand it, more or less. This is a fake fog wall, which are always the best. There's going to be an enemy in here who's ridiculously beyond creepy, aside from some screaming floating heads. So that guy, it's that thing right there. It's a massive death and just scourge and disgust. Come on over here, Dark Wraith. No, okay, that's a hit you don't want to get hit by. Actually, that hit isn't that bad to get hit by. It's only bad when you have humanity, because that will take one of your humanity away from you. Ooh, I have a second Dark Wraith on me. This is not a good place to be in. I'm gonna run away for a second and heal. Oh, never mind. These guys are gonna ruthlessly chase me. Yeah, that will take one of your humanity away if you get hit by it. It is a very scripted attack, and you can also get the Dark Hand. Ooh, I'm going to die here. Inevitably. Yep, I got kicked to death because I'm stuck in a corner. Alright, guys. We get it. I'm dead. Primarily, my whole goal here is to probably... I might go get my souls. I'm not sure if I really want to. I'm not sure if it's worth it or not. But, yeah, no, I'm going to go with my souls because there's actually 13,000 souls. It's a fairly okay amount. Although now we can fight the 4 kings whenever. So, I don't really have to concern myself too much with that. Man, I'm trying to remember what else about this game gave me difficulty. Oh, yeah, Bed of Chaos. That's not going to be fun. Bed of Chaos is definitely going to be the only other sticking point in this game for me. And probably the worst part about Dark Souls. In my opinion, anyways. But that's a bridge we'll cross when we get to it. Ugh, how do you on there? Basically, my primary concern is fighting the 4 kings. I think that 4 kings are not really that challenging in their own. I think the 4 kings are actually relatively easy, more or less. If you have the proper weaponry and the proper armor, because you can pretty much just tank the majority of their hits. And as long as you whittle them down quickly, it never becomes a super hard fight because you only have to fight one at a time. It becomes significantly more challenging if you manage to let them spawn multiples of them. Oh, this is New Londo. That's what it is. Figured it out. But it'll become a problem when you let them spawn multiples, because at that point you will have multiple kings to deal with, and you will get absolutely destroyed by the 5 or 6 of them that are spawned, because they each have devastating attacks. And, you know, with just one of them, it's only having to focus on one guy absolutely destroying you, but with more than that, you're having to focus on 3 or 4 of them as they rip you to pieces. I'm trying to head back without aggroing anything else because I just want to get my souls. But I believe that there's a ghost who might get aggroed if I come this direction. There's another one of these things. I did hear... Oh, there's actually another Dark Wraith. That was my mistake. Oh, wait. This is actually where I died. Never mind. I'm going the right way. Oh, no. This isn't where I died. This is another Dark Wraith. Man, I just got all the Dark Wraiths after me. Let me run away. Oh, no. Wait. Was this where I was? I don't even know. Where am I? This is not the place I want to be right now. I'm going to die again. I'm going to lose those souls. Yep. That was completely my fault. Okay, guys. We get it. You can... Alright. Yeah, it's cool. It's fantastic. Wonderful. Alright, well that was the opposite of good right there. Oh, that was actually really bad. Oh well. Now I don't have to worry about losing my souls anymore because they're already gone, so I don't have the option to get them anymore. So I guess I'll just go fight the 4 kings. Or do I want to... I don't know. I might actually end up going back and checking to see if I can find... What's it called? To see if I can get to the... What's it called? To see if the... Giant Blacksmith sells... Twinkling Titanite, because I can buy some and level this up to +5 and see what it requires from there. Go down, please. Thank you. And then I can possibly turn it into a fire weapon, if that's actually possible with a Black Knight sword. Who knows? I'm not very adept at Dark Souls knowledge, and I haven't been for a while because I haven't played this game for a while. I got really used to it for a while, stopped playing it because I got a little bit bored and was waiting for Dark Souls 2, which I was hoping that would come out within a relatively short time frame of the console release, but then that was my hopes were horribly dashed after the release date was announced to be, what? A month later? No, like almost 2 months, like a month and a half later. Yeah, about, because Dark Souls came out on the 11th. Yeah, about a month and a half. Actually, a month and a half later. 6 weeks later, before I could actually get my hands on it, which was disappointing because Dark Souls is probably one of my favorite... It's definitely in my top 3 favorite games of all time. And I was hoping that I could play Dark Souls 2 around the time that it came out, but nope, I have to listen to all the console people talk about it and how fun it is while I'm sitting here waiting. And before we go into a whole argument over console versus PC, they both have their own merits. I'm not playing it on console because I have a problem with it. I just don't have a console to play it on. So there is no hatred towards consoles. If I had a console, there is no doubt that I would be playing Dark Souls 2 before it actually released on PC. Love how you have to do that swing afterwards. That's an invisible wall, by the way. You can get another Titanite chunk over here. Bloodstain. Oops, I parried way too early. Let me head back here and pray that I don't get killed by this guy. I actually should heal, all things considered. He's gonna stab me. Just kidding, I parried. Just kidding, I didn't. Oops, that's gonna hurt. I don't believe that does that much damage. Oh, never mind. It does quite a bit of damage. It just takes a humanity if you have it. Okay, stop swinging, please, so I can just backstab you. There we go. And then wind up and poke. And look cool doing it, of course. And we'll mess this up. I might go back to the bonfire before I fight the Four King. Actually, no, I remember what I was going to do. I was going to get some souls, and I was going to kill this fool in here because there's one of these things. This black mass. Come on. Oops, there's also a Dark Wraith. But there's 2 Dark Wraiths. Never mind, I'm in a lot of trouble here. Oh, and a ghost. Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to run away. Get that guy to do that. Do that. And thought I was going to get hit by that attack. Can I backstab? Alright, that's 1 dead at least. My main concern is just not dying here. Alright, there we go. That's 2 dead, I think. Almost. And then just a swing should kill him. There we go, he's dead. Pop a transient curse so I can kill the ghosts. Then some Estus so I don't have to die. Where's the ghost? Oops, there's a floating head right there. Have fun exploding. Yeah, those will do... Though I think those only do... I think that only counts as physical damage for some reason, but it will really, really, really hurt if you... Oh, that's bad. If you let it get you. Also, that attack is really, really bad if you let it get you, because it does damage over time. For quite a while, as far as I know. Second ghost, if I remember correct. Yep, there's a ghost. Let me just heal. So I can get the goop off of me. And then actually stay back this time. Go ahead, go for an attack. Yeah. And just dodge out of the way and then throw a fireball. Roll back. Fireball. Roll back. Or fall, either one. These guys don't respond, thankfully, so... That's really the only reason that I'm fighting him. Otherwise, I wouldn't be wasting my time. Oops, there's a ghost. Oops, there's another fire guy. Okay, that was almost not good. And then we'll just continue to throw some fire orbs at him until he falls over. And that should be the death of him. Relatively easy. And he'll just melt into nothing. Wonderful, and another fire guy. Go on. That was stupid. That was so stupid. Alright, don't deserve to have survived that. Not a mimic because the chain is facing in, thank goodness. And another Titanite chunk. Wonderful. Those might come in handy at one point or another. Now the real question, do I want to fight the Four Kings or do I want to get out of here? I think I'm going to get out of here because I have used half of my Estus flasks. And I don't foresee success having lost half of my Estus flasks. With that, I just wanted to kill that one guy. Now I can rest and actually be completely prepared for the fight. Although I will warp and see if I can buy some Twinkling Titanite from the guy, although I'll probably just edit that out because that's not fun to watch. So I'll be back in a second. And we're back. Alright, so while I rest at this bonfire just so I can save my position. Apparently I'm an idiot. So I was running through that whole area down there, the one we were just in, using an unupgraded Black Knight sword because I had multiple Black Knight swords and that just occurred to me when I was going to check the stats on mine. So basically I was using an unupgraded sword, so this should actually be significantly more powerful than I'd actually anticipated. You can only upgrade it to +5 apparently. I'm sure most of you were screaming at me for that for the most part. Although now I realize now we can go fight the Four Kings with this +5 Black Knight Greatsword. I knew we could only upgrade it to +5, but I wasn't sure if you could upgrade it elementally after that. Apparently not, but that's fine because it seems to do a significant amount of damage on its own, and leveling up strength should boost its stats. Yeah, moderately well. Maybe not superbly, but it should do a decent job at least. So, might as well begin our quest to go fight the demons of the ruins and pray that they don't give us too much trouble. After this, I think the majority, actually, not the majority, I think all enemies after this will just be a complete and utter cakewalk. I think the only one who might give me, or No, not the only one to think. The only one who will give me trouble is the Bed of Chaos, but that's like for all the wrong reasons and not necessarily in a bad way. It will just require a lot of editing. That's going to be a fun fight. That's complete sarcasm, by the way, if you couldn't tell. Primarily my concern here is just getting past the 4 kings. As always, look at what you have in front of you and deal with that first. I could fight that guy, but instead I'm going to tell him to fuck off, and I'm just going to run away. Because I want to have as much health as possible before I go fight the 4 kings. It was a bit close. Before I go fight the 4 kings. Also, I should probably put that ring on when I get in here. Actually, I can put the ring on now. Let's just not take off the wrong one. Alright, that's the right ring there. Ghosts sadly can make it through fog walls, so they'll be joining me shortly. Shouldn't be too much of a problem though. Let me just come over here and we can skip the majority of the stair walking if we just inch, and plummet to our deaths. This may seem bad, but secretly it's not. We're now in the abyss where the 4 kings will be. I'm just going to spin the camera here to see where the first one's going to spawn, because one of them will spawn. There it is. So, some stuff happened. I killed the 4 kings. No, I'm just kidding. I died horribly, like I said I would, because I didn't kill the kings fast enough. Actually, what happened there was, I guess that I pulled back on the controller too hard, and it, because the cord on my controller is lying like right over my keyboard, which I now have realized is a bad idea because it hit the Fraps. It told Fraps to stop recording. So I didn't realize that until I had died and fought them twice more. At which point I realized, oh hey, Fraps is off. Or sorry, I realized it mid-fight, and then when I went to press it, I got destroyed by the kings. It wasn't going so well, but it wasn't going horribly. There was some hope, but not much. So kings are gonna give me trouble, I think. Hopefully. Oh, why am I yawning so much? Hopefully this isn't going to be too much of a problem. Thankfully I did not actually beat the kings off camera, because that was like the one part of this game that's actually kind of interesting to watch. No, I think this game is actually interesting to watch. I've watched multiple Let's Plays of Dark Souls, and I always find them interesting, regardless of how bad the player is. As long as they're not running back and forth through areas. But thankfully, I'll just edit those parts out. And speaking of editing, we're here now. With one less Estus Flask. That's called bad dodging for you, because it's just now occurred to me that I'm much slower because I took off Havel's ring. Oh well, let us plummet to our deaths once again. Whee! Pain. There's my stuff over there. I should probably run in that direction. I don't know where the king is going to spawn. They're spawning. Oh, it is spawn over there-ish. I hate that there's no depth perception here. Oh, never mind. He's coming right up to me, so that's good. Don't have to worry about it as much as I did last time. Well, he's going to cut me. Blocked thankfully both times. Got stun locked though. This is gonna hurt. Yeah, that's fine. I should really start hitting him at some point. That'd be good. I have realized that if you stay really close to the kings, they don't do that much damage because their swords are actually pretty ineffective. Or the blunt part of their sword. Like if they hit you with the outer part, you're gonna get hurt a lot. So that's always fun. Alright, stop hitting me please so I can just kill you. The second king is already spawned. Man, I'm doing really bad against these guys today. Alright, well at least this one died relatively quickly. Now it should go a little bit slower, I think, if I remember correctly. Oh man, that was close. Nope, never mind. I forgot this doesn't block all physical damage. Oh, why me? Okay, well obviously it didn't work well enough last time, so now we're going to try it with a different set of armor, and hopefully this time I will get staggered significantly less, which lets me attack significantly more. I'm really grasping at straws here, to be honest with you guys. I'm hoping this 4 Kings fight doesn't end up being the Ornstein and Smo of the game, or what Ornstein and Smo really deserved to be. It actually was, it just didn't make it to the internet because I figured that the videos were useless. I'd actually given up on this series because of that, because those two, the jerks. Perfect, he spawned over here and I was actually started running in this direction. Oh, but he spawned as far away as humanly possible, so that's fun. At least he's coming for me. Alright, let's not cheat here, buddy. At least get a hit on you, because I'm going to get hurt no matter what. Ooh, barely staggered me. This is some poised armor. Probably shouldn't have blocked. Oh, wow. Did he really just one-shot me? That's not one-shot. I had like half health. No, I was so close, too. Why? Alright, so as you can see, we're off to a pretty good start already against this 4 Kings fight. Don't foresee this ending super well. Haven't even gotten a hit in on him yet, and he's already pretty much made me use an entire Estus Flask, aside from the Estus Flask that I'd used before the fight started. Although two-handing the weapon seems to be doing significantly more damage than I was before. Although I cannot actually... Hey, let me lock onto him. That would probably be a start, wouldn't it? Oh, yeah, this is doing damage. Yeah, that went surprisingly well. Oh, there's the other king. What are you doing? I don't like that. Alright, that didn't hurt as badly as I thought it would. I don't know why I'm rolling. It's not going to do me much good at this point. Let me just roll right up close to you so I can actually hit you. Oh yeah, this is actually doing damage. Perfect. Exactly what I was hoping for. Let me just recharge my stamina a little bit and then go to town on his face. Oh no, is that other king spawned or is... Nope, no other king has spawned. Cool, I guess we just get to sit here and wait for a minute. Take a breather. Ah, there we go. Another king has spawned. Let's do it, buddy. I will end your life. Or you will end mine. Hopefully it's the other one. Haha. I shall smite thee. Ooh, this is me in pain. Heal, heal, heal. Oh, no. Oh, no, I already proved last time that this won't kill me. It almost killed me. But it didn't kill me. Okay, we're good. Heal. Are you gonna do it again? Are you kidding me? You cheater. I hate you so much. Let me go. Ah. Do that again and I swear on my life I'm gonna kill your family. Or that. That's also not fun. Can you just die already? There we go. You're dead. The other king should have spawned by this point. Yep, he did as he pokes me through as I try to Estus. Lesson learned. Don't Estus against the 4 kings. You're just doomed to die. Come on, kill him. Oh, I was hoping I could kill him before he got me with that. Shouldn't matter. He'll be dead in one more hit. The question is, do I Estus and not risk it, or do I risk it and not Estus? I'm going to Estus, because... Actually, I'm just kidding. I'm going to hit him. Hooray! He's dead. The 4 kings have been slain. Victory is mine. Yes. There we go. That should be the first Lord Vest, or the first Lord Soul. Yes, our first Lord Soul, and then Koth. Hello. Now we can light this bonfire and rest out, and we can talk to Koth, the guy who will be giving us some good stuff. Now the question is, do I want to level up my pyromancy, or am I never going to use it? I'm never going to use my pyromancy again, I don't think. I might actually. I might want to level that up a little bit. I'll level up my vitality and endurance once each, so I can be an even level. And then I'll go talk to this guy. I'm just going to skip most of his conversation because he's basically telling us that, what's it called? Kindling the fire is stupid and we should just control it because otherwise we're just like letting fire, sure. Because otherwise we're just letting, what's it called? Gwyn is just using his protection because he's a coward and he doesn't want to face the darkness of the world. I think anyways. I don't remember what he said. This was a long time ago that I actually played his story because his story requires not talking to Frampt, who will give you souls for eating things. Although we're here now. Yes, I know. And now we can... This is where we will inevitably beat the game. But not for a little while. First we must engage in a cutscene and put this giant bowl that we were just happening to carry in our back pocket into this thing. I will never know how we managed to fit that into our pocket. There we go. Then we get a small little fire. Or a big fire. Oh, or that. Oh, I know what this does, because there's a bunch of orange gates everywhere, so this is going to break all of those orange gates so we can actually get through to places. I remember now. The orange gate before Nito. Before Seath. I believe that's Seath. And before the... Man, I keep reading their names. Oh, and before the Bed of Chaos. And now we can rest the Lord Vessel. And we can also offer souls to our Lord Vessel. And by souls, I mean the soul of the 4 kings. And now we have 10 Estus flasks whenever we sit here. Although we won't be doing that much. I'm just going to warp out of here and go back to the Firelink Shrine. Bye, Frampt, or Koth. You're Koth. Bye, Koth. And I'll go ascend my pyromancy some more. And then I believe we'll be calling this episode quits. Because we're about 46 minutes in without editing. So I'd say a good 20 minutes or so. Let us level up our pyromancy a little bit more. I should probably level up our pyromancy using the rest of our souls. There we go. I'm happy with that. Okay. So, that's the end of this episode. Ooh, wait. Oh, never mind. That's just a ring. That's the end of this episode. So, if you enjoyed it, be sure to leave a like. And also favorite it. And if you want to stay up to date on all of my future Dark Souls Let's Plays where we will be fighting the Seath, the Bed of Chaos, and neato. Be sure to subscribe so you can stay up to date on all that content and also other content other than Dark Souls, even though it seems to be the only thing I'm recording right now. So, basically, until next time, this is Triple Helix. Signing off. Come on, you want to die so I can end this episode? Thank you. Goodbye, everybody.